While Vedas are sacred scripts of Hindu Dharma, Puranas are the backbones of Hindu philosophy. Puranas contains the essence of Hindu religion, civilization and culture. It is said that Sri Veda Vyasa, who is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, had played a significant role in the field of Vedic and spiritual literature. He compiled 18 great Puranas called as Ashtadasa Mahapuranas, a great treasure gifted to the mankind. Garuda Purana is one of those Ashtadasa Mahapuranas. It is called Garuda Purana because it's in the form of a dialogue between Garuda, the divine king of birds, and Lord Vishnu. Later, Garuda recited the same to sage Kashyapa, who then percolated it down the line. It contains around 19,000 shlokas and is considered as a Shatvika Purana. What is this Garuda Purana all about? Garuda Purana deals with incarnation of the Lord Vishnu, geographical description and origin of the universe, creation, procreation, genealogy of the gods, and so on. But most importantly, it narrates the journey of a soul after a person's death. The entire epic is in the form of a wonderful conversation between the mighty Garuda and the Lord Vishnu regarding the meaning of a human life. Garuda Purana talks about the origin and propagation of Garuda. It describes various methods of worship, atonement for a sin, divine and sacred mantras as well. The uniqueness of Garuda Purana lies in the fact that this is the only sacred text that talks about life after death, the journey of a soul, death and after its math, rebirth or reincarnation. Even the modern science could not break the mystery of death and after, whereas Garuda Purana lists out what really happens. Among the 16 samskaras prescribed in the Hindu Dharma, the last one is called as Antyeshti Samskara. Garuda Purana further covers the description of netherworlds, the Yamaloka, and various kinds of Narakalokas, the hell. It explains the experiences of the soul once it leaves the body, the cycle of countless rebirth the soul takes. It dwells on the law of karma, the fruits of karma, which is the action, moksha, the salvation, and various other types of punishments for the sin committed by one during their lifetime. As a custom, we find in traditional Hindu families recital of Garuda Purana, which normally takes place whenever there is a death in the family till the completion of the 13th day ceremony, the Shraddha ceremony. Great merits, which is the punya, are acquired from reading or listening to Sri Garuda Purana during that time. There is an apprehension among people that the text of Garuda Purana is inauspicious and hence cannot be read, or the book should not be kept at home. It should be read only during the occasion of death at home. People hesitate to keep this sacred text at their homes or even read it because of the fear. This is only a misconception due to the contents of Garuda Purana. We are trying to change some of the mindset of the people through this video as well. The Garuda Purana, which consists of 19,000 shlokas that are divided into two parts, a Purvakanda, which is the first part, and an Uttarakanda, a subsequent part. We will try to impart the various aspects of the knowledge provided in the sacred books through this video, which is not comprehensive, but still we will try to certainly do it. This book will tell you about the various deadly punishments the god of death, Yamraj or Dharmaraj, has decided for the sins committed by us human beings in our lifetime. The first one goes something like Tamisram, which is nothing but a heavy flogging. This is given to people who rob others of their wealth. They are bound by the ropes by Yamaraj's servant and they are cast into Naraka. The next one, it's called as Antatamshram, which is called as flogging. Hell is reserved for the husband or the wife who only treat their spouses well when they are to profit or pleasure to him. Those who forsake their wives and husbands for no apparent reasons are sent here. The punishment is almost same as Tamasram, but there is an excruciating pain suffered by the victims on being tied fast, makes them fall down senseless. The next one is called as Raurvam, which is torment of snakes. There is a hell for sinners who seize and enjoy other man's property or resources. When the people are thrown into this hell, those whom have cheated assume the shape of a Ruru. The serpent will torment them severely until their time is up. The next one is called as Maha Rarurvam, which is death by snakes. Here it is very similar to the previous one. There is a Ruru, which is a serpent, but fiercer. Those who deny the legitimacy of a particular heir, their inheritance, and possess and enjoys others' property will be squeezed and bitten non-stop by this terrible serpents coiling around them. Those who steal another man's wife or even a lover will also be thrown here. The next is called as Kumbhibhagam, which is cooked by oil. This is in hell for those who kill animals for pleasure. Here oil is boiled in huge vessels and sinners are plunged into these vessels. Kalasturam, which is hot as hell. The hell is terribly hot. Those who do not respect their elders, especially when the elders have done their duties, are sent here. Here they are made to run around in this unbearable heat and drop down exhausted from time to time. The next is called as Astapatra, which is sharp flogging. This is an hell for sinners who abandon one's own duty. They are flogged by Yama's servant with whips made of Asipatra, which is a sharp-edged, sword-shaped leaves. The next one is called as Sukramukham, which is crushed and tormented. This is given for rulers who neglect their duties and oppress the subjects by misrule. They are punished in this hell. They are crushed to a pulp by heavy beating. When they recover, this is again repeated until the time is up. The next one is called as Anthakubab, attack of the animals. This is the hell for those who oppress the good people and they just do not help them if requested despite having the resources. They will be pushed into this well where beasts like lions, tigers, eagles and many other venomous creatures like scorpions and snakes. The sinners have to endure constant attack of these creatures until the expiry of the period of their punishment. The next is called as Kirimi Bhojanam, food for worms. Those who do not honor the guest and make use of men or women only for their own gain are thrown into this Naraka. Worms, insects, eat them alive. Once their bodies are completely eaten up, the sinners are provided a new body, which again gets eaten up again in the same manner. This continues until the end of the term of the punishment. The next is called as Salmali, which is embracing hot images. This Naraka is intended to man or women who has committed adultery. Figure made of iron heated red hot is placed there. The sinner is forced to embrace it while Yama's servant flogged them from behind. This form of punishment is for sinners who have unnatural intercourse with animals as well. Here they are made to embrace iron figures full of sharp diamond needles that pierce through their body. The next one is called as Vaitarani, river of filth. Rulers who abuse their power and adulterers are thrown here. It is most terrible form of punishment. It is a river which is filled with human excreta, blood, hair, bones, nails, flesh and all kinds of dirty substances. There are various kinds of terrible beasts in this river as well. Those who are cast into it or attacked and mauled by these creatures from all sides, the sinner have to spend their term of their punishments just by feeding these contents and stay on. The next, there is also one more which is mentioned as Puyodagam, which is well of hell. This is as a well which is filled again with excreta, urine, blood and so on. Men who have intercourse and cheat women with no intentions of marrying them are considered like animals. Those who wander about irresponsible like animals are thrown into this well to get polluted by their contents. They remain here until the time is up. There is one or two more which are mentioned, which is called as Prana Rodram, which is piece by piece. This is a naraka for those who keeps dogs and other animals and constantly hunt and kill animals for food. Here, the servants of Yama gather around the sinners, cut them limb to limb while subjecting to constant insult. The next one is also called as Visasanam, which is nothing but bashing from clubs. This type of naraga is for the torture of those rich people who look down at poor and spend excessively just to display their wealth and splendor. They have to remind the whole term of the punishment where they will be getting bashed non-stop from a heavy club from Yama's servant. There is also one or two more which are even more very difficult to absorb. One is called as Sara Me Yasanam, which is nothing but torment from dogs. Those guilty of unsocial acts like poisoning food, mass slaughter, ruining the country are cast into this hell. There is nothing but flesh of dogs for food. There are thousands of dogs in this naraka and they attack the sinners, tear their flesh from their body with their teeth. The next is called as Avisi, which is turned into dust. Those who are guilty for false witness or falsely swearing, they are hurled from a great height. Then they are smashed into dust when they reach the ground. They are again restored to life and the same punishment gets repeated until the end of the time. The next is called as Raksho Bhajaksham, which is nothing but revenge attacks. Those who do animal and human sacrifices and eat the flesh after the sacrifice will be thrown into this hell. All the living beings they killed before would appear before them. They will join together, attacking, biting the sinners. The next one is called as Ayahpanam, which is nothing but drinking of burning substance. Those who consume alcohol and other intoxicated drinks are sent here. The women are forced to drink melted iron in liquid form, whereas the men will be forced to drink hot liquid molten lava every time they consume an alcoholic drinks in the earthly life. Sulaprotam, which is nothing but a trident torture. People who take the lives of others who have done no harm to them, and those who deceive others by treachery are sent to this Sulaportam hell. Here they are implanted on a trident and they are forced to spend the whole term of the punishment in that particular position, suffering hunger and thirst as well. Dandasukam, which is eaten alive. Sinners who persecute others like animals will be sent here. There are many beasts here. They are eaten alive by the beast. This is a hell for those who persecute animals which lives in the forest, mountain peaks and the trees. After throwing them in this hell, sinners are tortured with fire, poison and various weapons during the time here in this naraka. So to conclude, all these torments mentioned here are not to scare anyone. These are mentioned in the Puranas. While it may look scary, but think about it. Maybe that is what they are supposed to do. Scare the human beings before they do anything sinful. Garuda Purana is a great and mystical book that contains the information which could baffle us, but it could further enlighten us at the same time. Thank you guys, and keep checking this space for more such informations, and please do leave your comments.